Another day, another story. Lunar 25, how and why it failed. A space race that ended with a crash. The much-hyped race to the moon between Russia's Lunar 25 and India's Chandrayaan-3 came to an end when the former crashed on the lunar surface, with the country's space agency, Roscosmos, confirming the same. Roscosmos announced that communication with Lunar 25 was abruptly lost at 2:57 p.m., 11:57 GMT, on the 19th of August 2023. According to preliminary findings, the lander has ceased to exist following a collision with the moon's surface. With Lunar 25 crashing, Russia's hope of establishing itself once again in the space race has come to an end. Moreover, the mission's failure may be a blow to President Vladimir Putin, who has used Russian achievements in space as part and parcel of his hold on power. Let's take a closer look at the Lunar 25 crash. Lunar 25, the country's first moon lander in 47 years, that took off on the 11th of August 2023, was aiming to be the first mission to reach the moon's south polar region, ahead of ISRO's Chandrayaan-3, which is set to land on the lunar surface on the 23rd of August. Officials with Russia's Roscosmos space agency said on the 20th of August 2023 that Lunar 25 lander crashed into the moon after an orbital maneuver went wrong on the 19th of August 2023. At about 14:57 Moscow time, on the 19th of August, communication with the Lunar 25 spacecraft was interrupted, and the measures taken on 19 and the 20th of August to search for the device and get into contact with it did not produce any results. Preliminary findings have revealed that the apparatus moved into an unpredictable orbit and ceased to exist as a result of a collision with the surface of the moon. Roscosmos, providing details on what happened, said, "Thrust was released to transfer the probe onto the pre-landing orbit. During the operation, an emergency situation occurred on board the automatic station, which did not allow the carrying out of the maneuver within the specified conditions." Causes of crash. Firstly, the flight control system of Lunar 25 was a vulnerable area, which had to go through many fixes. Secondly, Russia had opted for a more ambitious landing, rather than the route chosen by the US, China and even India. Thirdly, spacecraft's engine had not performed as designed during burns to adjust the spacecraft's course. Fourthly, that the correction somewhat deviated from what has been stated. Fifthly, the mission controllers managed to cope with it successfully until the last maneuver, but the last burn, to move Lunar 25 to an orbit ahead of landing that passed within 11 miles of the surface, required a big push that did not go as planned. Sixthly, the braking thrust was either too strong or it was in a wrong direction to control its high velocity. Lastly, perhaps the mission managers should have taken more time rather than thrown them into the sudden lunar race with India. The implications for Russia. Russia's Lunar 25 mission, its first since 1976, was to have made a soft landing on the lunar South Pole on Monday, the first in history. Roughly the size of a small car, it was expected to operate for a year on the South Pole, where scientists at NASA and other space agencies in recent years have detected traces of frozen water in the craters. Apart from hunting water ice, Lunar 25's main goal was to examine the regolith and rocks around it, looking at the wispy lunar atmosphere and testing out technology for future landings on the moon. The failure of the mission is a setback for Russia that during the Cold War became the first nation, as the Soviet Union, to put a satellite, a man and then a woman in orbit. The loss of Lunar 25 may dent Russia's future space plans. Roscosmos has the Lunar 26 mission, and even the Lunar 27, which will see a drilling rig being sent to the moon. Also, it has the Lunar 28, a sample collection mission that aims to return material from the moon's polar regions to Earth. It also piles pressure on Russia's $2 trillion economy, and particularly its high-tech sector, as it grapples with Western sanctions aimed at punishing Moscow for the war in Ukraine. Thanks for watching.